Hello guys, so welcome back to Slick Academics, and in today's class we shall be treating questions from WAEC, NECO and JAMB in specific areas of biology, and in today's class we shall be handling questions from genetics. So without further ado, let's go into the first question. The first question says individuals with blood group AB can donate blood to individuals with blood groups dash. Options we have A and B, A and O, AB only, and O only. Well, we have blood types A, B, AB, and O. And AB is a universal recipient, but then AB can only donate to another AB blood group type. This is because AB contains both the A and B antigens, which could trigger an immune response in recipients with other blood types. So the correct answer to this question is C, which is AB only. But then again, it is to be noted that blood group type O is a universal donor, so it can donate to all the blood group types. In humans, pointed eyebrows, represented as capital letter B, is a dominant trait over smooth eyebrows, represented by small letter b. A student and the mother have smooth eyebrows, while the father has pointed eyebrows. What is the genotype of the father? Now, from the question, capital letter B is dominant trait, and small letter b is a recessive trait for both the pointed eyebrows and the smooth eyebrows, respectively. And it also must be noted that a recessive trait cannot manifest in the presence of a dominant trait. So, whenever there is a combination of capital B and small b, the capital B will always take prominence. In this case, the child must have inherited both the B's from the father and the mother, indicating that the father is heterozygous pointed eyebrows. That is a capital B and a small b. So the correct answer here is B. Now, the next question says, heterozygous tall plants were crossed with pure breeding dwarf plants of the same species. What were the approximate percentage of the offsprings? And we have 100% tall, 0% dwarf, 75% tall, 25% dwarf, 50% tall, 50% dwarf, 25% tall, 75% dwarf. We are simply going to explain this using a Punnett square. Now, if we should cross the heterozygous tall plants, that means it should have a capital T and a small t. With a pure breeding dwarf plant, that is, it should have two double small t's. It will give us a capital T, that is two heterozygous tall plants and two pure breeding short plants. So in this case, we will have 50% tall plants and 50% dwarf plants. Therefore, our correct answer is C. So the next question says, evidence for evolution include the following except A. Fossil records, B. Comparative anatomy, C. Mutation of genes, D. Geographical distribution of genes. Well, first, what is fossil records? It is simply what shows changes in organisms over time. Comparative anatomy examines similarities in structures such as homologous structures among different species. Mutation of genes leads to genetic variation, which drives evolution. Geographical distribution of genes, or what we could refer to as biogeography, demonstrates how species are distributed in ways consistent with evolutionary history. So, of all these, the only one in this case that is not an evidence for evolution is mutation of genes, which is the sudden change in the genetic makeup of organisms. Mutation drives evolution, but in this case, it is not necessarily an evidence for evolution. So the answer is C. Now, the next question says a woman with blood group A gives birth to a child with blood group O. Which of the following blood groups cannot belong to the father? We have options A, B, C, AB, and O. Well, in this case, C is already standing out because C is not a type of blood group. So we'll knock this off immediately. Then let us examine which of these is likely to be the father's blood group. Since the child has the genetic makeup or the blood group O, meaning that the mother who has blood group A, that the genotype could be AO, and the father, if he is blood group A, should have a genotype of AO as well. If he is blood group B, should have the genotype of BO. If he is blood group O, should have the genotype of OO. But if he should be blood group AB, then it is not possible that his child should be blood group O because AB has no O attachment. So in this case, the answer is most likely AB. But then number C, that is option number C, is not a type of blood group. So I would go with D. Now we move to the next question. Assuming that A is the gene for normal skin color and is dominant, while small letter A is the gene for albinism and it is recessive, what is the likely genotype of the couple which had 50% normal and 50% albino offsprings? Now let us examine the parents' genotypes. We'll have to do this using the Punnett square. Now it is assumed that A is the genotype for normal skin color and A, small letter A, is recessive for albinism. And we are being asked what is the genotype of the couple that has 50% normal children, normal skin color children, and 50% albino offsprings. That means we would have capital A and small a, that is heterozygous A, and homozygous small letter A. And on pairing them, we would have capital letter AA 2 times and small letter AA 2 times. So that means the genotype of the parents is heterozygous AA and homozygous small letter AA. So the answer for this should be B. Now we go to the next question. Which of these statements is not an idea contained in Lamarck's theory of evolution? We have options A. Acquired characters are inheritable. B. Changes in the environment results in corresponding changes in species. C. Environmental changes cause the organism to acquire new structures as an adjustment to a new prevailing environment. D. Organisms develop specialized characteristics by use and disuse of organs. E. Organisms tend to increase in number at an exponential rate. First, let us examine Lamarck's theory of evolution, which is based on two major ideas: use and disuse, and inheritance of acquired traits. Now let us go back to the options. The first one says acquired characters are inheritable. This supports Lamarck's theory that says that acquired characters can be transmissible from parents to offsprings. Secondly, the second option, changes in the environment results in corresponding changes in the species. This is also correct. Lamarck believed that organisms adapted to their environment over time. The next option says environmental changes cause the organisms to acquire new structures as an adjustment to the new prevailing environment. This also supports Lamarck's claim that organisms develop new traits due to environmental changes. Then we have organisms develop specialized characteristics by use and disuse of organs. Actually, this is one of the core of Lamarck's theory, the law of use and disuse. So it still supports Lamarck's theory. Then finally, organisms increase in exponential rates or at exponential rates. Now, this is not part of Lamarck's theory. This idea was actually associated with Malthus population theory and Darwin's theory of natural selection, and not Lamarck. So the correct answer is E. Then we go to the next question. What will be the phenotypic ratio when a tall pea plant is crossed with a short pea plant? Now we have a heterozygous pea plant and a homozygous pea plant. Now when it is crossed, we are going to use the Punnet's square here. Then we have a tall pea homozygous dominant plant and a short pea heterozygous plant. When it is crossed, the phenotypic ratio will be 2 homozygous tall and 2 heterozygous tall. This implies that all the offsprings will come out tall. So the correct answer here should be E, which is 4:0:0. That means all the offsprings will come out, all the 4 offsprings will come out tall. Now the next question says, the development of big muscles by a wrestler is an example of dash. A. Acquired characteristics. B. Inherited characteristics. C. Mutation. D. Atrophication. Well, naturally, this is acquired characteristics because you are not born with those big muscles. The wrestler had to work out, probably engage in a gym activity, and started to gain these muscles. So we call this acquired characteristics, and the correct answer is A. So the next question says, a universal recipient of blood belongs to blood group dash. I think we have seen a similar question. Let's look at the options. A, we have O. B, we have AB. C, we have B. And D, we have A. Blood donors with O are universal donors, while blood group AB are universal recipients. So the correct answer here is B, which is AB. Blood group AB are always universal recipients.